Hello everyone. It is Wednesday the 30th, about 3:30. I just wanted to send everyone a video welcoming to the class and a little extra information for you. It says it's EDHE 5001 Qualitative Inquiry. As you probably noticed from the syllabus, we have a lot of ground to cover this semester. We're going to go through really the entire qualitative research process from beginning, introduction, all the way up to analysis and reporting. So really important to keep up with the readings. It's very easy to get behind, and once you get behind, it's very hard to get caught up. Syllabus contains a lot of information, but do read it carefully because it contains information about readings for given weeks, due dates, and really detailed information about assignments. And all of that is there to help you and help you succeed. Some faculty prefer to communicate through Blackboard. I prefer that you send any emails you need to my office address, lee.doomer@ttu.edu. Assignments as well. There might be one place in the syllabus where it mentions sending it to me, Blackboard to me. Please send everything to my office. Reason I do that, I've had some difficulty in the past with Blackboard when the system has crashed unexpectedly. When that happens, if I need to get to an assignment or an email that you sent me, particularly an assignment where I need to get your feedback, it's inaccessible. That's happened several times. I'm not sure if any of you recall, about 2-3 years ago, during a summer 2 session, Blackboard went down for about a week and a half, which during a summer session is almost 1/4 of a semester. So it's great for conveying information, having access to you from readings, etc., other information. But in terms of communication and sending assignments, I prefer to go around Blackboard, given that Outlook is much more reliable. Another reason is I'll be traveling a couple times during the semester. When I do so, I may not always have access to my laptop computer. Under those cases, I can sometimes access Blackboard through my smartphone, but it takes a long time for it to load. It's very slow and cumbersome. Outlook, on the other hand, one button, I can go to all my emails, so it's much easier and faster for me to communicate with you if I'm on the road. Just a reminder, there's a paper due Sunday. The paper is Identification of a Research Topic. Please check the guidelines for this assignment very carefully on pages 8 and 9 in the syllabus. Some very detailed information. It has to be, to identify an organizational context, has to be an administrative-focused issue, since this is a higher administration-focused doctoral program. Doesn't need to be more than 1 page. No scholarly support is needed. Keep in mind, though, in terms of a page, less than half a page does not count as 1 page. So for it to count as a page, you have to have over half a page of content. Remember also, communication is very important. Spelling, grammar. A paragraph, for example, and I always remind people of this, a paragraph consists of at least 3 sentences. Single sentence paragraphs are something to be avoided. Paragraph consists of 3 sentences. A topic sentence followed by at least 2 supporting sentences. So keep that in mind. It's essential at this stage as doctoral students that you be able to communicate well and convey your ideas very well in writing. Let's see, another thing I wanted to update you about, I noticed somebody brought to my attention that we have a Collaborate session on October 31st, which is Halloween. I understand many of you, myself included, have families. If you would prefer to move that meeting to a different date, let me know. It should be a date that week, but I want to be cautious about conflicting with any other courses or scheduled meetings you might have. Thursday is probably not going to work because some of you are in a class that meets online on Thursdays. So if you have a preference, for Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, let me know, but let's try and find one that will work for everyone. If not, we'll go ahead and meet on Halloween. But if you like, we can try and keep the meeting as brief as possible so you can all get out there and trick or treat before it gets too late. I completely understand. A little background about myself. Dr. Lee Doomer. I've been here at Texas Tech for 18 years. I got here in 1999. I'm with two programs. I'm with educational psychology. I'm also with higher education. My background, I did my graduate work at the University of Pittsburgh. My MA is in higher education. My PhD is in what's called social, historical, and philosophical foundations of education. One could become a generalist across all three, or one could specialize in one area. I specialized in history, particularly history of higher education. My other area of research is qualitative research in education particularly. Just about everything, I think, except for one piece, everything I have done has been qualitative in nature, and has had to do with almost exclusively higher education. The last few years I've been working, looking at academic freedom issues in education, both as they pertain to faculty, but also students' academic freedom. As students, you also have a form of academic freedom. Not something a lot of people know really well about, but I've been looking at curricular implications of academic freedom in terms of doctoral students and budgeting. My free time, married. I have 3 boys. My oldest is in senior in high school. My youngest is in 4th grade. And my second son was born in 2004, but he died in 2005, just after his first birthday, but still very much a daily part of my life. I got married again 2 years ago. Happy family. When I'm not here, I enjoy physical work, physical labor, home improvement, gardening in particular. I find that in order to have a sense of balance in my life, I need 3 things. I don't recommend this for everyone. It doesn't work for everyone. But I find I need 3 things. I need intellectual labor, which is what I do here. I need physical labor, what I do at home, gardening, home improvement. And I also need, I guess for lack of a better term, meditation, the time to be by myself, reflect, contemplate, digest what I've done during the day, plan what I'm going to do next. And I find when I have all 3 of those things in balance, I find myself healthy, productive, content. I get out of balance, too much of one or too little of the other. It's an awkward feeling, and I find having a sense of balance across those 3 areas really makes me productive and work at my best. My other interest outside of here, and this is something I've did for about 3 years, and I've stopped for the last year just because I moved into a new home, and older place needed some work. I've enjoyed trying to renovate it, but other interest. About 3 years I took a course here in Lubbock, not at the university, at a dojo, martial arts place here in town, on Japanese sword, learning Japanese sword. Oddly enough, I have found that to be really useful in my work. Now, don't get the wrong idea. I do not bring my sword to work. What I mean by that is I've been exposed to this material, qualitative research, history of higher education, academia in general. Well, since I started graduate school in 1991. So for me, a lot of this, it has lost its sense of newness, its sense of freshness. I'm not a very physical person. I've never been very athletic, interested in sports, but having learned Japanese sword, doing something that's extremely physical, so strenuous, in fact, being in very new territory, unfamiliar territory, learning something completely new, has reminded me what a challenging experience that can be sometimes. And then being exposed to something new, fresh, something particularly that is very challenging, I think in many ways has helped make me a better instructor in terms of what I do. It's made me a little more patient, a little more careful about providing really detailed instruction, detailed feedback. And I think it's helped me be better at what I do. So I'm looking forward to going back there. It's also made me a little more mindful of what I do in my daily life, particularly in terms of teaching. It made me a little more thoughtful, a little more cautious. I say that because the dojo school that I go to is what's known as a Shinken dojo, meaning we use live blades. These are exactly what samurai would have used 300-400 years ago. So when you're out on the floor using a authentic 4.5 foot long samurai sword, someone is 8 feet away doing exactly the same things with a very similar type of blade. You become really deeply aware of where you are and what you're doing in a very intimate way. So it has made me much more also thoughtful, cautious about what I do. It made me more aware of my surroundings and how I interact with that. Not just every day, but also in my teaching and my work. I've found in many ways that has helped make me a better professor. I'm not recommending that for any of you, but I think we find things in our lives sometimes outside our work that actually make us better, not just in our lives, but in our work as well. Well, it's something I wanted to share with you. Maybe some of you can relate to that. At any rate, that's about what I wanted to cover. I'm attaching some information to this email. It's an outline of comparison between qualitative and quantitative research, just to give you a sense of the differences between the two. Many of you may be more familiar with statistics and quantitative research, and this sense of comparison may help even better explain the meaning of qualitative research and what it is, in addition to the readings we have for this week. So I will be in touch. I'll check this several times a week. I will also probably send you one of these videos, update videos, once a week. If you'd like, let me know. I'll be glad to continue doing so. I look forward to seeing you on Collaborate. I hope you have cameras. If you don't, that's all right. The microphone is the minimum that you need, but it's always nice to see people's faces. The only thing I don't like about online is I oftentimes find myself feeling sort of disconnected from students. So whatever we can do to help us be a little more connected and communicate, I certainly welcome that. At any rate, looking forward to a very productive semester. If any point that I'll be on the road, I will be in October, but I'll let you know before that so you'll know when I'll be on the road, and that if there's a delay in me responding to you, you'll be able to understand why that might be the case. But at any rate, if you have any questions, certainly you're welcome to call, email. If you're on or around campus, you'd like to meet, certainly be glad to. I'm not always here during my office hours. I'm on a lot of dissertation committees, so sometimes those are scheduled during my office hour time. So if you're going to come in to see me, and I certainly encourage you, please call and let me know. I'd hate for you to come in here and find out that I'm in a dissertation meeting on the second floor. And by the way, I'm certainly glad to meet with you outside office hours and other days. I'm typically here 5 days a week, so I'm sure outside of office hours, one way or another, can accommodate your schedule if you'd like to meet, talk over the phone, etc. Well, looking forward to a good semester, and keep in touch. I will be here. Bye.